think you would agree with me that self-worth is probably one of the number one challenges that we all have in order to be able to overcome the idea that we're not good enough to do what it is we came here to do, or to be who it is we came here to be, or to have what it is that we desire. So I want you to stay tuned in this video because I'm going to share with you 4 ways that you can take back your power and start to step forward in your self-worth. Hello, fellow flames. In case we haven't met, my name is Dr. Harmony, and I will help you live fearless, live loved, and live free. If you're new to my channel, welcome, and if returning, welcome back. Make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you know when all my videos and content come live. Today I'm going to talk to you about part 2 of the Self-Love Makeover Series that I've started, and I'm so excited to share with you today the topic of self-worth. We all need that. We all need to build our ability to come into the power that we've lost for many lifetimes, basically, and especially throughout this lifetime. So today I'm going to teach you and share with you some ways that you can kind of come into the power of yourself and to stop feeling guilty for taking care of yourself and to let go of some of the things that has blocked you from connecting to the truest identity of who you are. So if you have not got plugged in, make sure that you check out my Self-Love Makeover Challenge below and get signed up for a free self-love ebook that's all about self-care is not selfish, and so you can stop feeling guilty. It also includes a 10-day self-love makeover that you receive tips, tools, and techniques that each day will help you start to build a sense of the self-esteem that we're talking about. So during the Self-Love Makeover video series, we are going to be talking about collecting the 6 aspects of yourself. And today we're going to focus on self-worth, but then we're going to be talking about self-awareness and self-care and how we can gain more self-respect for ourselves and build more self-esteem so we can expand our self-growth so that we begin to evolve and collect all the parts of ourselves. So you would not want to miss tuning into this. And if you missed the very first kickoff series that I did on self-love, make sure to check out that link below. So before we talk about the 4 ways for you to be able to gain more self-worth, let's first talk about some of the things that you might be doing that is sabotaging your self-worth. And one of the huge things that you might be doing is comparing yourself to others. We tend to do this based on the fact of that not feeling good enough, and that we've had so many expectations that have been put on us from not just ourselves, but that has been projected onto us from our parents and then society, culture, and all kinds of things. One of the things that can really help you in this process, if you can stop putting yourself in the position to be compared to somebody else, especially in a process of being lesser than, because at the end of the day, we're all unique. And it's about finding your own unique abilities so that you can focus on those and take and pay attention to what you have achieved. On the other hand of that, it is not necessarily what you've achieved that defines who you are or your success, especially when it comes to career. Because as we grow up, we're taught that we need to go to college, get married, have kids, buy a house, and just the norm and the standard. And we didn't come here to be ordinary. We're actually breaking down those structures and those rules and things, and we're becoming the black sheep of the family to break out of the molds. So we need to stop taking on this projection of our family and those dynamics, because technically we are breaking out of those molds and we're doing exactly what we need to do. On the flip side of that, we have social media these days that really can define who we are, and people may not being raw and authentic. You know, there's filters, there's, how many likes did this comment get? It can even be down to, videos. And I get this because a lot of people ask me all the time, why do your videos not have more likes to them? And I know that it's because, and not just not more likes to them, but why do I not have more subscribers? And I know for a fact that it's partly because in this twin flame world, people are out to look outside of themselves and to fill themselves up with their twin flame. If you notice here on my channel, it's all about me teaching you how to be your best version of you, to find love within so that you can align with the love of your life. So these things can really diminish us if we allow them to, if we give them the power. But it's so important that we stop looking at our weaknesses or even really our strengths, but knowing that it is our strengths that we need to know that is our gift, and that our weaknesses are things that don't necessarily say that we are bad or we're not good at certain things. It's more that those are the things that gives us an opportunity to work on to become better. And so we have to know both sides of those strengths and the weaknesses. And another huge thing about that these days is so many people are not understanding what it takes to get into their purpose. And they're not understanding how to make the next step or how to unlock inside of them what their heart knows and what they need to do to take action. So know that it's about making meaningful money. It's not about how much you earn that defines your worth. And worth with money and the relationship in the self-worth really makes a huge connection, because when you can heal the self-worth within, it will then also help you stop putting an emphasis on the things that are defining your worth, but knowing it's your worth that's going to create the abundance and the prosperity that you desire, that you're going to magnetize towards you. And it's not about what anything or anyone expects of you, and especially not of what you should expect of yourself. It's more about you knowing your power and that you're deserving. And there is a fine line between knowing how to stay open to receive due to worth and also knowing when to set boundaries. So these are the things that you should focus on to know what you should not be putting your emphasis on to reflect or to make these things persist, by looking at what you lack versus what you can do in order to know that in this place, this is my value, this is my worth, this is what I desire. And if you can shift your focus into what is possible and all the areas that you have gifts and that you feel good about, that's going to help you then come into the place of feeling more worthy. So the first thing you can do to start making yourself feel more worthy is start surrounding yourself with people that actually love you. And when I say love you, I mean to the core of your being, your authentic self, someone that you can be open, raw, and real with, and not someone you have to hide from. And definitely start eliminating and minimizing the amount of time that you spend with toxic people and people that are sucking you of your energy or projecting onto you the things that which is causing you to feel not worthy for. And so when it comes to this idea of self-love, it is easier for you to step into a sense of feeling this higher version of yourself, this higher version of self-worth, when you can be and surround yourself with people that are in the same vibration as you. You know, you've heard that saying, the birds of feather flock together, and it is so true. You need to be in environments and spaces and energy that's going to lift you up, and just avoiding the toxicity. On this twin flame journey, it can be very degrading and very devaluing when you put yourself in the position to continue to be ghosted or to continue to be downplayed or not valued. But the thing of it is, in that, for you to be able to gain the worth within, you have to stand up for yourself and to know that you got to stop putting yourself in a position for your twin flame to continue to abandon you repeatedly, because all that is doing is pointing you back to yourself, to find more love for yourself, to have more respect for yourself, to say, I really deserve better than this. So I'm going to move beyond this in a sense that I'm going to become the love I want, and I'm going to have faith that that love will come to me through other people, other experiences, and then I'm not lacking the love of my life because I am the love, and I'm going to attract people that are also love, and that I can then enjoy and experience that twin flame love with everyone. So the second thing you can do to help you feel more self-worth is to make a list of your strengths. And during that time that listing your strengths, know that, as I mentioned earlier, that you can improve on your weaknesses, and don't put your attention on the weaknesses being a bad thing. Look at those as opportunities to grow. And we'll talk about that in one of these aspects, to collect all of your parts, because we got to do these things in order to allow ourselves to unfold, to expand, to become more, and not to get too fixated on the process of how far we have to go in order to continue to work on ourselves. Because it is an endless process, but sometimes we're trying to arrive to that, and we spend so much time thinking that we have to hurry up and get there, when it's really the journey that counts. So take some time and do some brainstorming and get to the forefront of your mind, and especially even your heart, to remind yourself the greatness, the gifts that you have, what the lessons that you've came and you've experienced through your teachers that are showing up to show you. Be grateful for those things, and don't be afraid to start something new that sometimes can be super challenging because you initially do not know or have the skill set in order to do those new things. And that can in itself cause you to shut down. But know that in the expansion of that, putting your focus into that can actually help to generate for you and strengthen these abilities that you have, that will give you a sense of accomplishment, and most importantly, to be moving the energy that is stuck in the areas of your life that's causing you to feel bogged down. So don't be afraid to start something new. And even if it's challenging, keep going forward, because that's going to give you the confidence that you need in order to build up that self-esteem. And we'll also be talking about the self-esteem concept for you to be collecting those aspects within yourself so that you can have more self-esteem to help also combine with your self-worth, so you can become whole and complete and be able to feel worthy of the love that you desire and you deserve. The third way that can really help you with your self-worth is to focus on self-care. I talked a lot about this and ways to love yourself in that first part of the series of the Self-Love Makeover. So again, check that out below the video that I had done. And we also will focus specifically on self-care in a future video that I will give you a checklist in order for you to be able to have some tips and tools and techniques to focus on to help create a practice of self-care, and so that you can also stop feeling guilty for taking the time for yourself, which is putting yourself first, which is saying that you are worthy of the ability to receive the time that you give others, that you receive it from yourself. And this is going to help you start to feel better about yourself. Doing things in self-care is going to boost your morale, is going to make you feel more vibrant, it's going to make you more healthier, it's going to address your mental needs, your emotional needs, your spiritual needs, especially if you're doing things like exercising and starting to eat more vibrational foods and starting to do more transmissions and energy healing, or yoga or breath work, and things that used to be only an indulgence back in the day when I was a chiropractor, teaching these things and taking people to, say, the grocery store to teach them how to shop for foods and read labels. And that was something that it was not very mainstream, and that's very mainstream now. But it's important for our ability to feel worthy of her own time, when we can put ourselves first and fill up our own love bank, so that now we're fulfilled and we are feeling better, and then we have more energy to do more with others and to help others in a way that now our energy becomes harmonic, and what we put in goes out and comes back to us multiplied. And I mentioned number 4 a few minutes ago briefly about trying something new, and to know that when it comes to self-worth, a lot of self-worth issues are caused by us feeling stuck, feeling like our energy is not moving, feeling like we're not able to use that energy for creation, and feeling like we don't matter, or feeling like we have all these spiritual gifts, but we're not using them. So it is blocking us from feeling our purpose is in motion and that we're being fulfilled through that process. So to get the energy to start moving, it's going to be important that you start to take some action towards not only releasing the things that are blocking you and to focus on those habits we talked about that are not self-care, but to be implementing new habits. And so when I say try something new, like literally something new that's going to exercise your new skills, exercise the new habits, exercise the new thoughts, exercise the new emotions, exercise you in a way that you're affirming and you're confirming and you're committing and you're taking responsibility for the things that matter to you, and that you're putting your attention and your focus forward so that you stop blocking yourself from moving forward. They always say that it's not when you end a habit or put an end to something that counts. It's when you start what you want to do that matters most. So it's not about trying to end something to get going. It's about starting something that will take the place of what you're trying to let go of. One of the things that can really help you to begin to shift this energy so you stop feeling stuck and you can boost your energy is to cleanse your chakras. And in this case, your root chakra especially. So I would highly recommend that you check out my 7-day Cleanse Your Chakra Challenge, and starts with the root chakra in order to clear the blocks that's preventing you from connecting to your worth, so that you can create the space to call in the abundance and the higher vibrational energies and the higher parts of you that is going to allow you to take this quantum leap to the next version of yourself. And so make sure to check out that link below or at the end of this video. So I know it can be challenging in the way of time to put the focus into these things, but know that when you give yourself the time, it's actually going to create time for you. You're actually going to gain more energy, and through this ascension burnout that we're all experiencing and the fatigue that is causing you to feel like blah and maybe not able to function or not able to go, or the mental brain fog as well, that's going to help you to shift the energy so that you can start to be able to step forward with more vitality, more focus, and more creative and positive energy that will transform and transmute the fatigue. So by not focusing on these things within yourself, or giving yourself the time, or knowing that you matter, you're actually creating the cycle of this negative energy or this negative vortex to suck the life out of you, the life force out of you, if you allow that cycle to continue. So it's super important to shift that focus, and it will help you shift out of that rut that you're in. And another thing is, if you are not feeling worthy, you're not able to have the kind of relationship, and especially the twin flame relationship, that you need to feel the worth in before you can experience a ultimate and a high vibrational energetic connection that is healthy. Otherwise, you're going to continue to have wounds that are triggered. It's going to continue to make you focus inward, to continue to heal the traumas. And so doing this time that it takes to do the self-care for yourself in order for you to feel more worthy and to gain more energy is going to help you also build a greater relationship with yourself that's going to give you more energy to have to build greater relationships with other people, and especially when it comes to your intimate romantic partnership. Besides being limiting to your relationships, it can also cause a limiting to your health. It can cause you to put on weight. It can cause poor skin. It can cause things within yourself to decrease and suppress your immune system. And, today we know that's super important with all the COVID aspects and things that we're having to face when it comes to immunity. And so the more you can take care of yourself, and the more you can begin to put into the eating right and sleeping and good habits and healthy lifestyle, the more you're going to be able to shift out of this rut from not being worthy and being I'm not good enough to I am more than enough. Most important, by taking responsibility for your own thoughts, feelings, your actions, and your own worth. This is going to allow you to then shift from a place of blaming other people, and especially your twin flame in this case, to saying, I am not willing to give my power away to my twin flame. my parents, other people, or experiences. I'm going to take responsibility and I'm going to take accountability for myself. And I'm going to show up for myself and spend the time that it takes to become worthy, doing the things that I love, so that way I'm able to build and create the life of my dreams that I deserve and I desire. And you will dig yourself out of that negative vortex into a positive vortex. And next thing you know, you're the magnet and everything's coming to you. And you're creating and magnetizing more positive partnerships and prosperity and peace and purpose and all the things that you truly are worthy of. So thank you for watching. And don't forget to get signed up for the Self-Love Makeover. And that will help you not only become worthy of the love that you desire, but it's going to help you be able to really stand up, show up, and speak up for yourself, which is creating more worth for you. Of course, these are just a few ways that you can put into action in order to create more self-worth. So make sure to let me know in the comments section some of the things that you're doing to build your own self-worth. So may you always face your fears, find freedom, and glow forward on fire. Namaste.